Hi everyone, my name is Calvin Cherry and I have written a prequel to Bram Stoker's classic Dracula titled Stoker, Evolution of a Vampire. So in last week's video blog I started a new series going through all the locations in my novel and discussing the historical significance of these locations and how they tie in with my story. So today we're going to discuss Poenari Castle, which is located on the west side of the Carpathian Mountains above the Argus River. So it was constructed by the Bazarov rulers of the 13th century, and it was known as the Citadel Argus, but it was left abandoned and in ruins by the 14th century. So by the time the 15th century rolled around, Targovesti was the capital city of Wallachia, now considered modern-day Romania. And the capital of Romania today is Bucharest. But back during the time of Vlad III, it was Targovesti. And though Vlad III had a considerable sized tower in the center of the city, he needed an actual fortress, one that was high up and really gave some protection to himself and his soldiers. So he began looking around at possible locations and decided to basically take the ruined castle and rebuild it using a lot of the same stones from the original castle. He did this very quickly, and he actually used boyars that were not tortured and killed like many of them were. He actually took the strongest of the lot and enslaved them, and they actually worked on this castle until the clothes literally fell off their backs. Many of them died during the construction of the castle. So his first wife actually jumped into the river to prevent being captured. Or an alternative story was that she jumped after receiving word that her husband was dead. Either way, Vlad III escaped via an underground tunnel, and this was during a period where his brother, Radu the Handsome, was actually leading the Ottoman army. So in 1476, when Vlad III died, the castle became abandoned in the 16th century, and then by the 17th century it was in ruins. So from the period of 1913 to 1977, numerous landslides and earthquakes actually destroyed a good part of the structure. So today a few walls and towers still stand. There's actually 1,480 steep steps to actually go up to the very top of the mountain to actually view the ruins. And when I was there back in November of 2019, it was actually closed due to bears. There were many bear sightings of mother bears actually coming out as tourists were going up the steps, and they were there to not only to enjoy in the picnicking, but trying to protect their young as well. So if any of you have followed Romania over the past couple of decades, in the early 90s it was very poor, but here lately they've seen a great amount of wealth come into their land, and so with that they're making some great strides in trying to keep these tourist locations not only open but improve upon what is there today. So one of those is actually a ski lift that they're going to begin constructing which will allow tourists that are unable to make the hike up the mountain and the 1,480 steps. They can take the ski lift and get up there very quickly. Right now, it takes the average person around 30 minutes to hike all the way up. So there is a lot of paranormal activity over the years that have been reported at the castle. Things from it being very cold to the smell of rotten flowers to a lot of people actually spend the night on the mountain or at the very bottom in the valley. But nightmares, hearing voices, the feeling of being watched. There's even been some cases of people who have woken up bitten by some unseen being, and just the overwhelming feelings or overpowering feelings that many people have reported over the years. So a lot of paranormal shows have done specials at the castle. Historical documentaries have been recorded using the castle as the filming location. Actual films and shows like Da Vinci's Demons, the Hardy Boy, Nancy Drew mysteries from around 1977, and other movies have actually been filmed there as well. So in my novel, Stoker, Evolution of a Vampire, a good part of the novel takes place there, and Bram Stoker actually spends some time there, and during his stay actually recounts some of the history. But as with Vlad the Third actually escaping from the castle using this underground tunnel, Bram Stoker escapes the castle using the same tunnel. So that's everything that I have today. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you feel that my novel is something you would be interested in, as I mentioned, it is historical fiction based on the life and times of not only Bram Stoker, but Vlad the Third as well. It can be found at all online book retail stores, and if you go into a brick and mortar store and it's not there, they'll be more than happy to order it for you. And if you would like an autographed copy, just private message me and I'll be more than happy to hook you up. Again, thank you for your time. I hope you found this informative, and I'll talk to you again next week. Goodbye.